Why do bees have sticky hair? Because they use honeycomb. Hey, welcome back, everybody. This is Shino. And we're back in All the Mods 9 to the Sky. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing good. The Island of Dr. Moreau. I think I've got it done now. Let's hop over here and take a look. Looks really good. So I mentioned this before. I wanted this to be a hill with a cave in it. I think I've accomplished that. I'm going to replace these bricks here with stone and andesite and drop in some gravel along here to make a pathway. This area probably, I'll end up doing something with it. I haven't decided yet. Everything's going very well back here. I've got this entirely filtered now, so it's going. I could probably get rid of the stack upgrades in there. I don't think I really need it. XP, look at that, 713 levels. Woohoo! Don't look at that yet. We'll talk about it here in just a moment. So something kind of fun that you can do with the abilities. I've added in the fertility to a level of 3, and watch this. Ah ha ha ha. There you go. Yeah. Go nuts. So that is the fertility one. I will take that back off. There we go. That'll put that to an end, but man, does that boom. Does that boom them up or what? Fun. Been having a lot of fun doing that. All right, between episodes, let's take a look at what's been going on over here. I did get the other 2 farms for mystical agriculture put in. Don't have anything here yet except for 1 seed, and it's the niotic crystal seed. That's right. There are a lot of seeds for Power too, especially when you're talking about the high-end ones. The ones that take like over 1 million FE to produce. Since there's only 1 output for the niotic crystal essence, I've got it going straight into forming into the niotic crystal. So it takes 9 to make 1 niotic crystal, so I just got that going. This thing is going like crazy. And this modular router is not working, is not putting down the water on there. If it was, these would be going a lot faster, and you'd be seeing the red light going along there. And I think you'd even see the water particles. I'm not seeing any of that, but this thing is still going like crazy fast. I mean, like crazy fast. So I'm not too upset with it. But I wish I could get that to go, because I do need to set that up over on these other ones as well. But our area down here, I think I'm pretty much done with it. So I've moved everything over to this side. I've got all the essence over here. I've got access to the mystical agriculture. Wow, I can't even think what these things are called. The essences for there. I've got those all set up here. And look at that, 370 blocks of insanium. That thing out there is going like nuts. This area got everything moved into here. So there is our ME controllers. I've got access to the terminals here. And then the drives are all back here with the IO device also. I did go ahead and upgrade to 4 different routers, and that's got skystone dust stuck in it. Do I not have a... You should be able to get some more in there. So something is stuck. Oh, it's not on the white list. Let's do that really quick, shall we? Do that and do that. Now you go back in there, and now you guys have a home. Beautiful. You'll also see I've got a second sender over here that's sending all the Zycraft gems and gunpowder over to a Project E condenser. And this is just right now, just converting over to phantom membranes is what I've got targeted. So lots and lots of those, 131,000 EMC per stack. And I got 3 full stacks there. So yeah, that is doing a fantastic job. Pretty much a lot of the stuff that comes out of here is going to EMC. In the 3rd level down, I did set up a little area over here to start making source gems. So this is, I can just pop, oh, and you see I got a wireless terminal here too. Let's see. I can take the lapis, and I'll just take out about that much. And I'm going to throw those into there. And again, using the wireless router, my new favorite, and it's sending stuff over there. And there's no source jars here. It's just using natural source for doing that. So it's passive. Did move all of the inscribers over and got them set up and automated. And using the requester, I talked about this. I'm going to have the requester set up for certain items that it's going to keep in stock all the time. So because it takes a long time to kind of like make one logic circuit, I just went ahead and set up on the requester to have 64 made. So whenever I go in to make something, I can look at the logic and I got 64 sitting there ready to go. So I don't have to wait for this process for when I'm doing the crafting. And then when I'm done doing the crafting, it'll fill back up. And then start putting some of the mechanism machines down here in this area. This is going to be the major processing area. And right now we've got set up for being able to auto craft the basic control circuit and the infused alloys. And then over here in this one, we are making the enriched diamond and the enriched redstone. So those are being made over here. And again, they're on the requester also. So it's constantly keeping those in stock. So this thing should always be filled with enriched redstone. Plus I should have some still on hand. All right, enough about what's happened between episodes. That area I told you to ignore? Yeah, there it is. There we go. This is what we're going to call the biodome. So kind of like a biodome, but it's going to be just for bees. So today's episode, we're going to be spending a lot of time over in this area today working on the bees. This episode is going to be full of bee-related dad jokes and maybe working through most of the Productive Bees quest line and then automating resource production from those bees. So let's get after it. First things first, though, I don't mind flying all around my base, but I would like to have a couple of other ways for kind of getting around. So maybe one of the things I'd like to do is set up some waystones. So the waystones mod adds a way of being able to move back and forth between areas. Really easy to make. The warp stone crystals, it's a good use for your amethyst shards if you haven't found one yet. Pretty easy. Stone bricks and obsidian. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sure, let's make 6. So I think in some areas I probably would like to have a mossy waystone. I think that would look pretty cool. So let's grab a couple of those. That in there. Let's make 2 of those. Cool. So one mossy for sure we're going to want to put up over here someplace. Let's go ahead and drop you in like right there. We'll just say the jungle island. Here we go. Now I'm going to put one of the sandy ones over here. And we'll call this the island of Dr. Moreau. Moreau. Cool. And then inside the biodome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Put a couple of the Ars Nouveau trees in here. And I did go through a lot of the early line stuff that was needed for kind of creating the, there we go, for kind of creating, getting into bees. And I'll go through and I'll explain why and show that here in just a moment. But I'm going to go ahead and put this, I think right about here, maybe. I think that'll work. And that's the biodome. There we go. So now we've got a little quick movement back between different areas. And I think probably we'll go ahead and put one like right down inside here. What I'm thinking. And we'll just call this workshop. Cool. All right, now save me a few more for whenever we go jumping through portals and go to different places. We will have those available. There we go. Let's sleep that rain away. Hello, Gerald. Good morning. Doing good? He's getting bored. All right, let's go over here. So yes, early game bees, if you don't get started kind of early with the quest line in bees, it can take a lot to get to this point because you need a lot to like make these initial hives. Can I bring this up? So you're going to need a couple of honeycombs for doing that. You need 3 more for the beehive. So you need a total of 5 honeycombs just to make this first hive. And it can take a while from that, tree hive that I had down there. I used Silk Touch off of my axe. There we go. The tree capitator. Cut it down and brought it over here and planted it on this tree. And then, had to put the fire pit underneath it, harvest them with the shears just to be able to get it. And every time we harvest it, you're getting like 3. So it's not bad. It takes a while, but as soon as you can get those 5, you need to make the advanced one. Now, if you want to go ahead, I would suggest, because the advanced one I think only gives you 3, which is fine. But I went ahead and made the oak expansion box for that. Also requires 1 honeycomb, so 6 total honeycomb to make this setup right here. Well worth it. It still takes a lot of time to get those going, though. I did go ahead also and put in a powered centrifuge here. Hooked up to that, and I wanted to get honey coming out here also, and you'll see why here in just a moment. So I made honey seeds and went ahead and kept them on the Infernium until I got multiple seeds and set those up. But with that honey essence, then you have the option of making either the honeycomb or making the honey. So 1 essence will make you 1 honey bottle. 3 essence will make you 6 honeycombs. So as soon as you can get to the point of being able to make those, and these are not cheap. To make those honey seeds, you got to make the agglomeration, and that requires 2 more honeycombs and 2 honey bottles. So you need 8 more honeycombs plus 8 honey bottles to get 1 seed made. So it's not cheap. Bees will hum when they are in the hives because they don't know the words. So I did notice that I lost my water bee. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but my honey bee is gone. My water bee, sorry. Give me those, and you go bye-bye. Which is a shame, but I'll be able to hopefully catch up another one here. But I'm going to go ahead and bring this oily bee over here, and I'm going to shift-click him right there. And we're going to see what he ends up doing for us. Let's go jump and take a look at the quest line for the bees, the productive bees. And we're going to be spending much of what we're going to be doing is going to be in this area today. Now, as I said, I went ahead and went through. We had done this one together. I did moving the hive. I did these. I had bought the bee cages, so I didn't have to worry about doing that. There we go. Got some extras. And then, of course, the advanced hive and the oak expansion is done. So we're going to be, there's 3 lines here that we're going to be working down. And so we're going to jump first and we're going to make the honey treat. And then we're going to get down here into the bee tree and getting these all made. So I think the honey treat is something that I would like to have on automation. And we're going to put that in there. We already know how to make the honeycombs, right? I got a recipe for that. Yes, I do. Cool. And I've got a recipe for the honey bottles. So now we just need a recipe for that. Okay, so we should be able to make the honey treat now. Let's go ahead and craft up. Let's craft up 20 of those. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to come down. We've already done this one. So now we need to go through and make a collection of different nests. So this should be, if I take, let's put that sword there, and I should be able to do that and make the slimy nest. Oh, you use the sword up every time. Okay, so let's do Grass one. Sand. Reed. Stone nest. Dirt nest. Acacia. Birch. Spruce. Jungle. And dark oak. So as I was reading through the bee tree, it does tell you that there's some bees that you can't breed. They have to be formed in other ways. So you got to kind of pay attention to that. And they said the ultimate goal is to have a bunch. They have that in great big letters there. So I'm going to say it's probably important, but a bunch of draconic bees and either some Aldemodium grade bees or a wannabe. Now, to me, I always thought a wannabe was a bee that didn't quite make honey. Sorry. Anyways, and then it says that if a quest says you need a certain biome to spawn a bee in, ignore it. The skyblock is all plains. So I don't know if that means that it needs to be done if, where it's talking about, the nether, we can get these bees without being in the nether. I don't know. Might be something to find out. But I do know that like on the reed nest, or the sand one, maybe it was a sand one, said it needed to be near like a beach area. Or deserts, right? So I think that one will be a fine here in our normal little area. So we're going to go up here to the biodome. Now we should be able to come in here and click. And you see 1200 seconds. And can you use time on a bottle on these? I don't know if this is something really that time on a bottle worthy, but oh, you sure can. That's pretty cool. What about extra treats? Oh, yeah. If a bee can't decide if it wants to be in or out of the hive, well, that's a maybe. And there we go. There is our first green carpenter bee. Hello. I'll pick you up. Cool. So we got one bee. Now we could leave this here, or we could click it again and let it start going through the process again. So this is where we're going to get a majority of our beginning bees from, is going to come from this area right here. So we need to have a lot of sturdy cages on hand. Probably, let's go ahead and get a diamond barrel if we got one. Yeah, we do. Let's go ahead and put that diamond barrel over here for now, and we can put our captured bees into there. And I'm going to go ahead and start collecting as many bees as I possibly can from this area. Once that's done, I'll come back and we'll move on to doing some bee breeding. Getting power? Cool. So let's make our lumber bee. So that's going to be a green carpenter bee and a yellow carpenter bee. And it tells you what you're going to get out of it. How many bottle work? It does. Cool. So there's one lumber bee. And there are two lumber bees. Okay, we'll see what they do. All my bees just harvested again. Oh, who are you? Chocolate mining bee. Perfect. So let's take a look at our slimy bees. A lot of these are kids, but I want to look at looking at the traits now. So we've got this one has normal endurance and medium productivity. We've got a high productivity. And these are already linked to high, so we'll have to reset those. But let's go ahead and take this adult one. And we're going to shift right click it here. Don't. That should reset its hive location. That's a child. That's an adult. Let's go ahead and do that one too. I want to get to this one right here. This is the one that's going to take a gene sampler. And so I would like to make that one for my bees. And that might actually be a good one to to automate, right? So let's pop over here and let's make sure that we can automate all of this stuff. It looks like we're gonna need some more patterns. Okay, so we can, now we're gonna need to make, let's see, we need to know how to automate honey blocks. So we're gonna put that one on there. And we're gonna need to know how to automate that. Oh, go back here. Need to automate that. Cool. Yeah, everything there's good. So that should be everything that we need for this. Right? So that's called the Pokey Pokey Gene Sampler. All right, good. Our lumber bees are now adults. Excellent. All right, so we got our first quarry bee. And our second quarry bee. Cool. We'll go ahead and let those keep going. Let's go ahead and put down another one of these. And put one of the expansions on top of it. So if you don't put the expansion on top of it, it's okay. It'll still work. You just only have spots for 3 bees on there. I'll set you into there. And set you into there. Now, sometimes the bees will move between other hives, okay? So right now, we're really not setting these up for automation yet. When we get to the point that we want to automate the bees, we'll do that. Right now, we're just trying to breed into a bunch of different bees. That way we can have, you know, we can get to the different types of bees. We'll get them all eventually set up and automated. All right, so we made this feeding slab, and I think it's one of those things where it's got to go down one level. Like that? What is that advancement? Place honey fluid on the feeding slab. So if I were to take that flower, rose, and I could go like that. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. All right, let's see if we can figure out this bottler. So, bottler, collect 5 bees. Good job. Time to destroy your hard work. Sort of place a piston facing downwards onto the bottler and close the 1x1 area, preferably with a trap door. Place empty bottles inside the bottler, then activate the piston. The bee will die and drop squished bee material. So we need a piston. All right, so we take the bee. Ooh. Squished bee material. Run the squished bee material through a centrifuge to break it down into different gene samples. Let me throw that in there and let's see what we get. We see from the B, there's the high and the weather tolerance, none, the diurnal. All right, now let's take the gene indexer and we're going to put it right here for now. And we should be able to take all the genes that are coming out of here. I wonder how much this thing can hold. Does it say? This will combine genes, which you are about to get. This greatly helps with clearing out clutter with all the different gene percentages. Just power it on with a lever. So let's grab another lever. Some items later on down the quest line have to come from bee byproducts. And there are some items that will need to be produced. Get it? Be produced in large quantities. So having multiple ways to get them is a must. And we'll put a lever on it. All right, so it's combining. Oh, I see what it's doing. Okay. Yeah, the high was at 42. I think it's now at 67%. Oh, we're going to try this. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I saw it and I thought, what the heck? Let's give it a shot. So I was looking at the quest log and it says here that we need very high is what we need. And so it says click to view the recipe. So I clicked on it. It says, it doesn't say which one, but it says, 2 will become 1 inside a mixer. Possibly. I don't know. We're going to find out. So we're not going to test it on that one. We got 2 that are high there. But I've got 2 here that are normal. And so we're going to do, yeah. And let's see what we get. Yeah, that didn't get us what we wanted. See, I'm glad I tested it that way first. Gene sample type 0. Yep. Okay. That's not what I wanted. Okay. Reading a little bit more through the quest line here. There's a line here that says 24/7 bees. Says you can tie bees to a lead. We knew that. If you leave it outside for the night, it will turn nocturnal. Leave it outside during the day after that, and it should turn metaternal. So metaternal is what we're looking for. Works 24/7. So we're going to leave them out for an entire day-night cycle. Second part of this that I missed was for getting the very high. That comes from the kamikaze bees. Remember that helmet, this thing right here? Yeah, we're going to need to wear that. Let me pop this off. Let's pop that on. There we go. And then we need to get hit by a mob. All right, we're going to try to spawn some mobs in here. Get out of the way. There's a zombie. Where's the zombie? Where's the... Oh, I know what I need to do. I got an idea. There was a thing called a bee catcher. Wasn't there? Catch bees. I made that, didn't I? Catcher, right there. Okay. Probably needs to have some power in it. So let's go over here. See if this is going to work. Where do these things go to? All right, we're gonna have to try that one again. I think so. Getting them to attack, that's good. This has bee cages in it. It doesn't require power. Does it need a lever? Let's try that. Might be where it needs a lever. We'll try it that way. So, I mean, there's a lot of bees kind of flying around here. Here's the bee cages. They go in, and I believe it said you just use catch bees. Only certain bees you choose. Okay, so we might need to do a range upgrade. Let's think about doing that. And we'll do a filter also. We'll try that. Because it almost sounds like, you know, with the range upgrade, they got to be like right on top of it. So I want to do this like in an area around it. So we don't need power. Let's move this over here. Like that. We'll put that on there. And so throw bee cages in there. Okay. I'll work on that in just a second. Let's go check these guys out. So nocturnal. See that? That one's nocturnal. And that one's nocturnal. So we should let them go through the entire cycle and then they'll become metanernal. Metanernal? Metanernal. I think that's the right word. That worked. That worked. I had to put two upgrades in there. I think if you don't do a single upgrade, it's like one block. If you do one upgrade, it's like a 3x3 area. And if you do two upgrades, it's a 5x5 area. So basically each upgrade moves it one square away from it, right? Having two upgrades in there allowed me, if I stayed right here in this area, then it would catch the bees. The reason I think that is because I had with two upgrades, I had a bee like fly like right through here and it didn't get captured. So you see all we have in here now is just the kamikaze bees. And look at that, very high productivity, very high, very high, very high, very high. And these are all adults. Yeah, these are all adults. Squish bee material. All right, let me finish processing these. I'll be back. And with that, we've got the very high gene rate. Sweet. Let's go take a look at these bees now. So you can see now that one says nocturnal. They were metanernal. There's one's metanernal. So if we take that one, right? So we can hold shift and we can see we got the metanernal on it. So that's one that we're going to want to squish. Cool. Moving down along the quest line, we can see also that we can give these traits to an existing bee. So to apply genes to a bee, you must combine the gene with a honey treat. Before you feed this to a bee, though, first decide on a good one. True. We don't want to just feed this to any old bee, but I would like to test it to kind of see, make sure I'm doing it right. But yeah, I don't think I want to just feed it to just any old bee. I'm not going to give it to a lumber bee. That's for sure. So I think really what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go into the nether because I need to get like these quests. I need to get all of these done. And these all have to be done in the nether. I'm going to need those bees because if you see, like, I need iron bees. And to get iron beans, you got to get the crystalline bee from the quartz nest. You got to breed it with that to get the iron bee. So for getting all this stuff, yeah, it's going to require us to get into the nether. And then we're going to have to get into the end as well. So a lot to look forward to there. Now, once we get, the idea is we want to get to the draconic bee. And that's where we're going to have to get that bee in the, to get the, in the end. And then we can start getting into all of these other bees that are going to be a part of this quest line. So there's a lot to do here. But let's take a look and see what we've gotten done today. We've done the feeding slab. We can grab that one. We've done the centrifuge. We've done one of the upgrades. Oh, that upgrade was over here, right? The pokey one. So we got to do that one to get to that one. And then the ultimate bee, pick a bee that can breed with itself so you can duplicate it. Best would be draconic bees. Breed lots of these bees. Don't worry, the best traits will always be passed on to baby bees. Okay, so yeah, that might actually be something worth doing there. Even if it was like just an average bee, because we can breed a whole bunch of them, right? So yeah, I think next episode we're gonna go into the nether so we can get access to some of the new nether based mob drops and get us some the nether based bees. So looking forward to that. Thanks for spending time with me. This is Shino, and we'll see you in the next episode. Take care.